But here we have another chance to see another Terry player on the main stage, which with Mustaine, of course, repping that Fatal Fury cap. But he's facing off against not only the best player in Europe, but one of the best players in the entire world, as you mentioned, Glutonny. Somebody that pretty much needs no introduction for the people that keep track of the community of the tournaments. And of course, he's not gonna risk it. He's going with the Wario game 1 against Mustaine's Theory. Both of them going with the mains, and things are gonna get aggressive very fast, I can tell.
Definitely, and now that we're going into Pokemon Stadium 2, the stakes are at their highest because there's going to be a lot of room for movement, and I think this actually benefits Wario quite a lot. The least you can interact with him, the more he can charge that waft. And we know that Gluto is always going to be that skill test. You know, you always want to be very mindful how you approach, otherwise you are going to be dearly and greatly punished.
And I just mentioned every time that I see carry players, I just get shocked by how they just find a way to come back onto the stage, even with a character that a lot of people would say it's kind of easy to edgeguard. So it's just crazy to me seeing them from maybe so deep outside of the stage coming back to the ledge like there's no problem. That just costs me a gun every single time. But so far, Glutonny trying to find a way to take this stock, just get that backer from the middle of the stage is not going to be enough to take the first stock off of Mustaine, who's doing a good job so far. No need to tag there because he's going to collide with Glutonny, and that's going to give him some time to come back into the stage safely, while Gluto is going to find the tilt perfectly on the ledge to get the first stock off. But good start from Mustaine with 94% already on the French man.
Yeah, and careful here because you know that Gluto will take a mile once he gets those strings started. However, OG-Mustaine really knows that he needs to keep the aggression up. Otherwise, he's going to get punished. The mash, the SDI is not quite enough to deal to escape that combo. However, the stock is not gone just yet. And that's the scary part because you know that if you don't take care of Glutonny stocks right away, you will pay the price and you will pay for it dearly. Look at him go all the way out. That is going to be a really hard recovery, but OG-Mustaine is going to be the one that he's going to be able to get it. And that's extremely scary about him as a competitor.
Yeah, throwing here attacks, fortunately for him, he's going to be left pretty much on his own to get punished there by Glutonny, who doesn't find the stock just yet, but 124% with the gold meter. Not gonna give Mustaine a chance to use that gold meter at all, so great stuff from Glutonny. Taking care of these stocks very fast, but that up B on the platform is gonna be enough to take Glutonny's first stock. But as you mentioned, Gluto having this lead already with the waft ready, he's gonna be looking for one of those classic combos. Mustaine doing a good job of avoiding that really quickly, but once again, Glutonny fishing for that little string, for that little confirm that's gonna take the game. That's gonna finish the game pretty much, but Mustaine starting to play a little bit more safer.
Yeah, definitely. You can tell that he's really trying to avoid those Gluto combos, those strings that he can just get together for maximum damage. However, he's still looking quite grim, at least on the percentage department. He needs to take this stock as soon as possible. And you know, you have to keep in mind that that waft is ready to come out at any given point. The rising tackle, take the stock. This is still quite doable, but he needs to avoid that deadly weapon, which is the waft coming up soon.
Now there is absolutely no room for mistake. 84%. I'm not sure how easily Gluto can find another confirmed, unless it was a less percentage here from Mustaine. But that just means that he's gonna waste the waft right there. Actually trying to surprise Mustaine there, and Mustaine honestly looking in a much better place because he's got over 100%, of course, but he's got that gold meter ready, and he's got Glutonny on the last stock with no waft ready. So there's actually no room for mistake for Gluto now.
This is it. This is the gold meter opportunity that OG-Mustaine needs, and Gluto will take the back air. However, it doesn't take the stock quite yet, and that's the scary part because you know that both of them are trying their hardest against the back throw. This is the opportunity that OG-Mustaine needs in order to punish as he tries to recover, keeps on those grab chains to add extra damage, knowing that as soon as he gets past that 100 threshold and with the rage that he has gathered together, OG-Mustaine is in a prime position to take this game, but so is Gluto with the relentless pressure that he puts on. Burning Knuckle doesn't connect, and that is going to be another punish. Everybody's missing Chocolate.
No attacks are connecting, and that's crazy because that just means that both of them still have a chance to find one more chance to get the stock. It's going to be the tilt, but it's going to be defeated right there by the dash attack, putting Glutonny in a difficult situation, but he's gonna come back with that downer. A very safe choice that's gonna give Glutonny the edge in this game 1 and avoiding what looked to be a possible reverse three stock from Mustaine.
Yeah, that's insane how OG-Mustaine felt so well. Like, he was doing so well to just bring the game back. Unfortunately, for both of them, actually, just the cheese, the spaghetti, just missing every single hit left and right, which allowed Gluto to, give him this bracket experience. The patience, just collecting himself back into the groove of, I need to be patient. I need to stop mashing, otherwise I'm gonna get punished. And just like that, Mustaine, you can tell that he feels a little bit flustered because of that drop, but he needs to keep his mind at ease because he definitely has what it takes to bring this game back. However, mentality is the most important game. The most important circumstance of this matchup specifically.
There you go, Glutonny coming in aggressive off the start of the game and already with 87% on the side of Mustaine, who once again doesn't seem to be able to find a way to go in, but finally finds this classic carry string to start dealing some damage, not trying to stay behind when it comes to percentage. It's gonna be the uppie now, reaching the uppie from Mustaine a couple of times. It's gonna be Glutonny who's gonna find a way to connect after that uppie with the tilt on the ledge, finding this stuff very quickly in just 30 seconds of this second match. So good job so far from Glutonny, not really giving Mustaine any chances so far.
Correct, and look, that Gluto, once you take a bad decision, he will punish you accordingly. He knows that once he gets into your mind, the muscle memory won't serve you any good because you know that you're gonna get punished every single time. Just like that, gets the spike once again, or at least some sort of drag down. Gluto with an insane lead that is definitely rattling OG-Mustaine. The previous game was so close, but this second one is absolutely tilted, skewed towards the Frenchman side because he's really not letting go. And I wouldn't be surprised if a half waft takes the deal here because the game has been insanely fast and we're already on last stock for OG-Mustaine.
So it's once again gonna be Mustaine finding that up beyond the platform to take the first stock off as Glutonny. So this is looking a little bit similar to what we saw on the first game, but unfortunately for Mustaine, percentage-wise, this is a lot different than what we saw in the last scenario. Okay, yeah. Of course, this third Kobe is gonna give Glutonny a chance to get some damage back on his own and deal some damage to Mustaine. That second one, that just means Mustaine's got that goal meter ready, which could make things around for sure, because a single mistake from Glutonny or a good read from Mustaine near the ledge might bring this to a last stock scenario. But Glutonny already got that good waft, so he's gonna be careful with that. That power gauge is gonna do a lot of damage. Gonna find a second one. No, Mustaine cannot connect. Glutonny able to avoid that. Now the pressure once again from Glutonny in the middle of the stage with that upper with the clap. A second one doesn't take the stock just yet, but 160%. At this point, pretty much anything's gonna take it.
Yeah, quiero que todos hagamos palmas because just like that, Gluto is getting those up airs, those claps, those palmadas to get the stock as soon as possible. But that chomp is going to allow Gluto to take game number 2 in an insanely dominant fashion. Very unfortunate for the competitor from Mexico that is trying his hardest, but it's just becoming increasingly harder every time he deals with a relentless, oppressive competitor that Glutonny has become over the years.
We saw after game 1 the faces of both players, and there was some sort of relief from Glutonny because he avoided what was looking like a very hard comeback from Mustaine, and of course Mustaine looked a little bit frustrated because he let go of a good chance to get that first one on the board, and maybe that just means that Glutonny's got that momentum on his side once again, because that game 2 didn't look as good for Mustaine as game 1, but this start to game 3 looking way better for Mustaine.
Definitely, and now he feels comfortable enough to just go in. He really needs to shift that mentality, and so far it has been working. It's the opportunity that OG-Mustaine needs. However, Gluto feeling comfortable on the driver's seat, he will not feel the fear to just go in and do what he has done so far. That's the amount of pressure that he can exert. Not only one of the best competitors in the world, but just right now, the current leader of the set, at least what we've seen in the current set.
Mustaine having control of the stage, trying to get Gluto to make a mistake or maybe find a read to take the stock, but Now the thing is that they're playing like Bollywood or something with that motorcycle as well. The motorcycle's gone now after that little projectile from Mustaine, but now it's gonna be Glutonny finding that dash attack to buying some time, buying some space, and it's now him that's got control of the stage.
Definitely, and careful here because you know that one mistake will be enough to take the stock, and that's it. Unable to escape the jab power dunk. You know that's extremely scary for a lot of competitors, and especially the ones that don't know how to escape that death trap dash attack to get something, at least getting off him. But just OG-Mustaine feeling really in a groove, gets the Buster Wolf, gets the "Are you okay?" to add a little bit of extra damage. The credit that he has is absolutely pivotal. Now he needs to keep that composure before that inevitable stock gets taken by the Frenchman.
Yeah, I was thinking about Mustaine possibly looking to get a second stock before losing that goal meter on the first stock, but still he's got a very good lead so far, 85%, but you're gonna be careful because we already know that Glutonny's got that moonwalk round already. In any case, if he wants to maybe give him an advantage, because he could potentially go for it right now, and he actually does, and now it's Glutonny, the Frenchman, who's got the lead after being down from the start of this Game 3.
And you know what? You gotta respect it. You have to understand that he is opting to bring back the game as soon as possible. The percentage could lead to OG-Mustaine bringing it back, and Gluto recognizes this. That's why he went for that very unexpected option, but just so unexpected so that it worked. And that's the scary part. That's exactly what matters the most. When you make these decisions, you know that you can get heavily rewarded or mildly punished. However, still looking quite well. This 82% is not too huge. OG-Mustaine is definitely one to be able to bring it back, but he needs that go meter, and he needs it now. Hopefully he doesn't get clipped here, and that is going to be it. Very unfortunate for the Mexican player. And you know what? Gluto avanza, cargando con él la bandera de la melancolía, la pasión y la paz. El hombre que conquistó Mazatlán sin necesidad de reclamar un solo pastel y que ahora está dominando al que se roba el dinero de las tortillas. El mexicano honorario Glutonny. Very well done from the Frenchman.
All right, now in English.
No.
All right, fair. But yeah, just very smart from Glutonny, as you mentioned, using that waft on the second stock, because it makes much more sense, using it to come back, get your lead back. Not only that, just avoiding an entire section of having Mustaine with that goal meter on the second stock, because that just meant that Glutonny had to worry a little bit less on the last stock,